a Sunday evening when I got a call from Lucas while having dinner. Ava, I'm sorry, I cheated again. I calmly put some vegetables into the pot and replied, buy me a car to apologize, and we'll move on. Lucas fell silent for a moment before dropping the bomb. She's pregnant. I stopped eating and stared at the bubbling broth. Oh, that won't do. You'll have to add an apartment too. After my face was registered for the lock of the 4,600 square foot penthouse downtown, the keys to a white Cullinan also arrived in my hands. Lucas, my fiancé, truly lived up to his reputation as the cream of the crop among the city's second-generation rich. This time, his mistress was a stunning woman named Mia, who confronted me aggressively. Break up with Lucas. He loves me. While you were sitting at home alone, we were kissing by the lake. He took me horseback riding and we made love passionately every night at the resort. That's when the baby was conceived. What a riveting love story. If I'd come across it on TikTok, I'd have given it a like. My gaze lowered to Mia's slightly protruding belly beneath her heaving chest. I'd seen many mistresses before, but one coming to confront me while pregnant? That was rare. She was the second. The first was me. I looked at her, my expression unchanging. Miss Mia, don't get carried away. Lucas is young and likes to play. When he's tired of someone and wants to get rid of them, he hands them over to me. You've entered the after-sales stage. Lucas's pinned post on Instagram was our engagement photo, and he always wore the Harry Winston wedding ring on his left middle finger. Anyone still throwing themselves at him would be treated as asking for it. As for the authenticity of the child, I'll take you for a paternity test tomorrow. Once we have the results, we can discuss compensation. Mia slammed the table and stood up. Ava, are you even human? You're talking about me and my baby like we're commodities. I remained as calm as still water. Being a mistress comes with its own treatment. Miss Mia, if you could reach Lucas and make him take responsibility, would you be sitting here for 3 hours waiting for me? Mia's expression faltered, and I delivered my final blow gently. Coincidentally, Lucas always uses protection when he sleeps with others. I never give him condoms that are more than 6 months old, and I insist that he confirms the other person's health status before sleeping with them. How strange that this time there was an accident. Hearing this, Mia was not only shocked by the content of my words but also showed a moment of panic. Her fingers, gripping the cup, trembled and turned white. Maybe it was just bad luck. Her voice trailed off, quickly swallowed by her cup. I smiled without speaking. Her phone rang. Suddenly, Mia's gloomy face brightened. I'm not afraid. You can check all you want, but I'm telling you, if the report shows it's really Lucas's child, you'll have to step aside and break up with him. My eyes darkened. This idiot Lucas really fell for it. Mia pressed her advantage. Ava, if Lucas really loved you, he wouldn't have slept with someone else. You're so calm about his cheating. Do you really love him? I thought to myself, youth is beautiful, still believing in love. Adults are all about mutual benefits and satisfaction. I stood up, gathering my things to leave. Since Miss Mia is determined to take my place, I wish you success. However, from now on, you won't be dealing with me, but with William. Hearing this name, Mia's whole body tensed. William, you're going to hand me over to him? William, the undefeated killer in the business world, was Lucas's older brother and the most outstanding young CEO in the city. He doted on his playboy younger brother Lucas the most. Those who dared to scheme against his brother were always ruthlessly dealt with. Seeing Mia's fear, I gave examples of William's skillful methods of causing accidental bloodshed. Mia's features crumpled as she protected her belly. After an internal struggle, she decisively grabbed me. I choose to negotiate with you. I wiped away her tears. Alright, I'll help you get the maximum financial compensation. After transferring the 7-figure compensation to Mia's account, I received a message from Lucas. He invited me to a party tonight, saying there would be new people. I stood outside the private room for 2 minutes. Lucas was sitting in the corner of the sofa, his arm around his childhood friend Rachel as they played a game. When Rachel got tired, she clung to Lucas's arm and whispered in his ear. Lucas smiled, gently pinching her cheek. The ambiguity was thick in the air. Someone like Mia had probably been forgotten long ago. Lucas's philandering was like a powerful air conditioner that suddenly cuts off. A person who's gentle to everyone is actually cruel to everyone. Fortunately, I was even more gently cruel than him. Just as Rachel was about to lean in closer to Lucas, I pushed open the door. Lucas's face lit up with joy, and he immediately stood to greet me. Rachel's face darkened, and she furiously tapped on her phone. Ava, I've missed you so much. Thank you for your hard work. When we get home, I'll make it up to you. Lucas's sweet talk came as naturally as breathing. I let it go in one ear and out the other, never taking it seriously. It wasn't hard, but in the future, you need to be more careful and avoid these accidents. I can help you keep things under control, so they won't reach your parents' ears. I was always generous and considerate. No matter how many women Lucas flirted with outside, I never cried, made a scene, or acted out. I even took the initiative to clean up his messes. His friends were dying of envy, but I simply didn't love him. Lucas led me to a secluded corner of the room. Ava, let me introduce you to a new friend. He's one of my brother's business partners, and I've been asked to entertain him recently. As the neon lights flashed by, they illuminated 2 faces from deep in my memory. My college first love and his affair partner. It took all my strength to clench my fists and not make a sound, but I still showed the biggest loss of composure in nearly 3 months. Noah, did you see that? Ava's expression just now was so ridiculous, still as stupid as ever. Contemptuous, frivolous, malicious female voice. I once broke down and cried under such a voice. Now, it only took me 2 seconds. I took the initiative to raise my glass and greet them with a smile. Hello, I'm Ava, Lucas's fiancée. Zoe, wearing a wine-red spaghetti strap dress, turned her head haughtily, disdainful of me. Instead, it was Noah, hidden in the darkness, who accepted my toast. His voice was low and bewitching. Lucas is lucky to have such a good fiancée. Compared to before, Noah had become more sophisticated and less cold. Lucas joked, brother Noah, are you envious? I can introduce you to some quality girls. Someone as outstanding as you doesn't need to hang on to a crooked tree. Find someone you can show off. A blatant insult to her face. Zoe finally realized and glared at Lucas. Lucas didn't flinch, smiling softly and innocently. Zoe had miscalculated. Lucas might seem good-natured, but he was actually sharp-tongued, playing dumb to outwit others. Zoe had offended me, so he targeted her. The air froze. Noah smoothly mediated the situation. Thanks for your kindness, Lucas, but I'm a man of singular taste. Once I've found someone I like, I don't change easily. New clothes might be nice, but old friends are irreplaceable. The more people you meet, the more you miss the sincerity and companionship of your first love. He seemed to be defending Zoe, but his gaze fell on my face. I turned away, pretending to look at my phone. Suddenly, there was a loud noise at the door. Usually, I deal with one mistress a month, but today I've encountered 3 in one day. The girl standing at the door with her arms crossed and glaring was Ella. 2 months ago, I had seen her at Lucas's friend's rock climbing gym. That day, Lucas had complimented her a couple of times, and Ella had blushed, finding ways to talk to him. After lunch, Lucas told me he was going to the hotel next door to take a nap. Not long after, Ella disappeared too. I pretended not to see or hear anything. Rachel couldn't find Lucas, so she asked me. I said I didn't know. Rachel was frantic. Ava, can't you control him more? I never controlled Lucas. In fact, I indulged him. Men can't be controlled. The more you try, the more they resent you. Tonight, Ella came in full force. I stood up, wearily going to meet her. Miss Ella, if you have something to discuss, let's go outside. Ella, taller than me, took advantage of my attempt to reason and slapped me to the ground. Ava, haven't you overstayed your welcome in the Lucas family? I've done my research. You're quite the gold digger. You even seduced the boss of a finance company before. Your reputation is in tatters. Everyone wants you gone. The crowd gasped, and discussions broke out. It was like having a bucket of ice water dumped on me in winter. My heart clenched, and the light in my eyes went out like a switch. That suffocating feeling of being overwhelmed came rushing back. Before I met Lucas, I had been struggling in that kind of darkness, lost and confused. Ella turned and changed her demeanor. She grabbed Lucas and pleaded earnestly. Lucas, don't be fooled by Ava. She's no good. Her mother is just an ordinary worker from Xinjiang, and her father died 15 years ago. She has neither background nor connections, but she's beautiful. Women like her have no bottom line. They'll do anything to climb up, using men as stepping stones. She's only close to you for your family's money. Break up with her. Another one trying to force me out. But this time, she was going through Lucas. Before I could counterattack, Lucas laughed. He looked at Ella with curved eyes, but there was coldness deep within. Miss Ella, have I offended you somehow? Why are you slandering my beloved fiancé? Ella was stunned, suddenly feeling uneasy, and waved her hands repeatedly. She had underestimated my relationship with Lucas. I was the daughter-in-law recognized by the Lucas family, with interests aligned with Lucas. My face was his face. Ella's foolish public exposure, her self-righteous good intentions, were actually trampling on his face. Lucas looked up at me, his lips silently forming 2 words. Get up. Behind Ella, I was already at arm's length, my eyes bloodshot. Grabbing that flamboyant high ponytail, I directly hit her head with the bottle of Dom Perignon in my hand. Ah, Ella screamed, followed by other girls screaming, mixed with Zoe's cold laughter. Don't go over there. Lucas sternly warned others not to move. Can't you see your sister-in-law is angry about being wrongly accused? Sometimes, I felt Lucas and I were a perfect match. I unconditionally tolerated his philandering, and he stood by my side and defended me without limits. Ella panicked and was about to explain. I quickly stunned her with another bottle. Straddling Ella, I slapped her face one after another. This is for spreading rumors about me. This is for making up stories. This is for repeatedly trying to ruin my relationship with Lucas. Apart from Ella's whimpers and the crisp sound of slaps, the room was silent. More than a dozen people looked at each other with complex expressions, until someone abruptly applauded. Bravo, bravo, Miss Ava is truly impressive. It's quite an eye-opener. I suddenly came to my senses and stopped my actions. The one applauding was Noah. He walked step by step into the light. Phoenix eyes, thin knife-like lips, a slightly aquiline nose. His mouth curved up, but his eyes were full of mockery. Every move exuded a dangerous aura. I'm becoming more and more interested in Miss Ava. Noah and I looked at each other across the space, separated by 4 years. After a long while, I was the first to look away. I forgot to manage my expression, leaving indifferently. From the corner of my eye, I saw Lucas following me. I deliberately waited a while at the elevator, but no one came. I laughed self-mockingly and pressed the elevator button to go down. I dialed William's number. I wouldn't turn to him unless absolutely necessary. Hello, big brother. Help me deal with someone named Ella. Yes, I did delete everything back then. I don't know where she dug up the dirt. She publicly exposed my affair with Jack. Downstairs, I bought a milk tea to ease my anxiety. Behind me, a black G-Class drove up. Noah's well-defined face was gradually revealed by the car window, which had tinted film on it. It wasn't hard to imagine his purpose for the tinted windows. In the past, Noah and Zoe were like dry tinder, ready to ignite at any moment, and they had played in all sorts of places. While they were recklessly indulging, I was making soup for Noah and ironing his shirts. The man's slender knuckles knocked on the car window. Let me take you home. I held back the nausea rising in my throat. No need. Lucas will be down soon. Noah pretended to think for a moment. What a pity. Grace is very clingy. She won't let Lucas come down easily tonight. I was surprised. I had heard of Grace. She was a famous escort. Thinking back, she did seem to be in the private room earlier. So, Lucas's footsteps were held back by her. In just a second, I reacted. You arranged this? Noah chuckled softly, getting out of the car himself to pull me. Don't worry. Grace has a clean health check report. He came closer. I stepped back. I turned and ran back towards the building. Noah didn't waste words. His large hand caught my waist and locked me in the car. Seeing the car drive out of the city center against my will, I was both anxious and angry, desperately calling Lucas.